A roll too.
I was on a roll. Ladies and gentlemen, the conscious LA.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
we're better and we're back than ever. Wait, we're back and
Fix
we're better than
myself
ever.
A little bit, you know.
Yeah,
me
we're
too.
back and we're better than ever.
You know what I meant.
That's what you meant.
But you knew what I meant when I said it. So it
Yes,
doesn't
people,
matter.
we have taken a little hiatus.
Wedding planning is a lot. So
Yeah, it can weigh on the body, mind, and spirit. And I definitely would tell anybody if you can do something small, make sure you do a small wedding.
dang,
In my humble opinion.
he's trying to tell y'all something right now. He doesn't really want this. It's okay. We're really doing this for our families.
Yeah.
That's really who the wedding is for. That kind of sucks. But hey, we're not paying for it, so.
All right, why don't y'all tell them some good news?
Yeah,
Alan just got a new job.
Oh, Alan just got a new job, everyone.
yes.
He's going to be remote with me.
Yes, I am back.
I'm going to bother him all the time.
No, the L, she's not. I am back in the engineering field, which I would say is something that I like and love, especially, as of right now, I'm not dealing with robotics, but I'm definitely dealing with things that actually keep you all cool, like HVAC systems and compressors and all those things you may not know about. But yeah, it is exciting. My first remote role, and I'm looking forward to this new journey, and also the journey with our family and friends. Like, Josh, them, they said that they're gonna, probably, split this land with us when we try to buy 30 to 40 acres. And,
we doing that.
And build a barnuminium and be neighbors and all of that stuff one day. So
One day soon. I'm pushing it.
all right.
Pushing it very far. But yeah, like this is his first remote role, and it's funny because when he was texting his new manager, he was like questioning in his head if it was remote, and I'm like, he told you it was remote, so it's remote. But and he's like trying to, infer from the manager, like trying to get some context clues if it's remote. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to send you the laptop, monitor, docking station, everything. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, they wouldn't send all that to an in-office worker.
Yeah. So I probably had in a matter of a month, probably 30 interviews, and that's with just multiple companies. And while trying to work at my previous job and maintain a relationship with my lovely fiance and try to be a okay friend, because I feel like I suck as a friend, and because I'm not as consistent as I want to be. I want to be there at every event. I want to be here and there, and
friendships are deeper than that.
I know I'm only one person, but I just want people to know that I actually care about them and stuff. So,
well, I think they just found out.
Yep.
They know you care. Your friends always want to see you. So, yeah. But okay, we're here. We have a topic for you guys today. Now I know y'all probably heard about these Tyler Perry accusations, and you know what's funny? The first thing I thought of when I heard of it, I was like, it's about time. It's about time for something to come out. I'm not saying it's true or false. I'm, allegedly, but it's interesting that things are playing out the way that they are right now. Mm-hmm. So if you guys are unaware of the allegations, we can look at this newscast really fast to kind of inform everybody.
Give y'all the 411 of what's going on.
Or the 114.
I'm just going to call it all Diddy land. Tyler Perry
like
is
that.
Diddy land. This is Diddy land right now, what's going
Featuring the mascot, the Diddler.
Yeah.
It's some strange times we're living in,
mm-hmm.
Honestly. Hopefully we can hear it. Oh, I can't hear it. Can you hear it, Alan?
Nope.
Okay.
I cannot.
Technical difficulties.
Give me 1 second.
No problem. But yeah, guys, the video is going to tell it, but I'll tell a little bit of it. So basically, okay, I have it right here. Because I want to get it right and not tell y'all nothing that's not in the actual news. Okay. See, this is a little confusing, but apparently an actor named Derek Dixon, who appeared in Tyler Perry's BET shows Ruthless and The Oval, he filed a civil lawsuit in LA in the Los Angeles Superior Court seeking $260 million in damages. And the claims include a sustained pattern of sexual harassment, assault, battery, and retaliation from roughly January 2020 through June 2024. Oh.
I think we got some smoke. It's cooking. I heard something.
Yup.
All right, here we go.
Let's go.
Now, actor and filmmaker Tyler Perry sued for $260 million over sexual harassment allegations. The complaint filed in Los Angeles accuses Perry of creating a, quote, coercive, sexually exploitative dynamic with actor Derek Dixon. Dixon was in 2 of Tyler Perry's shows, The Oval and Ruthless. In a statement to NBC News, Perry's team says this appears to be nothing more than setting up a scam, calling the allegations fabricated claims. Let's bring in NBC's Stephen Romo, who's following this. Stephen, what more do we know about the allegations here?
Yeah, Tom, just going through those allegations in this lawsuit seeking $260 million in damages, alleging sexual harassment, assault, retaliation as well. The direct details include inappropriate touching. As you mentioned, Dixon starred in The Oval with Tyler Perry, and we got this statement from inside the complaint. Tyler Perry has been using his power and influence to molest, abuse, and sexually assault impressionable and vulnerable employees and actors who look to him for guidance and mentorship while pursuing their dreams. So you can read from that. This implies there are more people who are alleging this than just Dixon. We have a bit of a timeline here for the relationship that we know, the professional relationship between these two men and the allegations made in this complaint, saying that they met in 2019. The lawsuit alleges that then their relationship moved forward with this professional advancement. And in 2019, Perry offering Dixon a small role in Ruthless. And then in January 2020, that is when Dixon accuses Perry of sexually assaulting him in his home. And then the following month, Dixon alleges that Perry offered him a series regular role in The Oval. Now, we do have comment from Tyler Perry's attorneys saying that this individual appears to have been setting Tyler Perry up. They say that they are alleging that this is a scam and saying, quote, Tyler will not be shaken down, and we are confident these fabricated claims of harassment will fail. Now, we've also reached out to the attorney for Dixon, and he said that these allegations in the lawsuit stand for themselves. So just the very beginning of this process, but a lot of people are paying attention to this. Tyler Perry, quite successful, quite a bit of fame here, Tom.
Yeah, it will get a lot of attention.
So yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. I said that it's about time because Tyler Perry is very successful. And as you can kind of tell from a pattern we've seen in the past couple years, there's been a pattern of like very powerful men being accused of these kind of things and then, you know, basically falling from it. Like Bill Cosby,
Falling from grace.
basically. Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, who else? Yeah, obviously Diddy. Who else?
I mean, it's plenty of football stars, all type of athletics, from basketball to football to soccer.
Yeah.
Anytime when you get to reach a certain pinnacle in your stature as a professional, whether it's entertainment, typically it is entertainment.
Yeah.
You're somewhat brought down. So I think at a certain point, they want you to be like, hey, in my opinion, you still a wiggle. You still let me, because you didn't got too high.
I'm not black, I'm OJ.
Yeah, so
Okay.
okay, flow. So yeah.
No, yeah. There's a lot to unpack there, but there is a pattern of that, and there could be a lot of truth to it. At the same time, it's kind of like we see oftentimes undisciplined men putting themselves in these situations to where something could look bad or they actually did do something. We see in Diddy's case, I'm not going to say he did or didn't do whatever because he's still being, duked out in court. But, as we can see, there's a lot of truth in a lot of things that other people have chosen to participate in. Yes. But it's like at the same time, if these powerful men didn't create these environments to do these things, then it would never come to this,
I mean, just even to me, what's kind of similar is the Shannon Sharp situation.
Yes, that's somebody I missed. Yeah.
So
him too.
Yeah. So with all of that, yes, they put themselves in that situation, but at the same time, they did not protect their castle. Like,
right.
If you are truly understanding that, hey, I have to protect my castle from each and every foreign activity.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start to make money, you get comfortable like, hey, I am unstoppable, to where, hey, I can just give you this amount of money and I can do whatever. Because sometimes you do get that mindset of as if like, hey, I'm God to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Like, I'm God over you, because in this world that we live in this ecosystem, I run things, and green,
and they kind of do.
Yeah. I mean, just look at this. Like, okay, yes, I used to be a Tyler Perry fan, but like I'm not so much now. But this is actually sad, is because it's not even just what the guy is claiming. It's actually people are trading in monetary value for this type of trauma or distress. So you need $260 million to make you feel okay by him touching you, and you're a grown man, and you didn't. I mean, I understand that Tyler Perry about 6'5" and about a good 280, so he can probably take a lot of men's booty, or
God.
I mean, let's go ahead and crack it open.
I guess Tyler Perry did.
Yep.
Let me stop.
Let's not crack it.
Bust it wide open.
Oh my God, that reminds me sort of a Terry Crews situation. Remember that?
Yeah.
A couple years ago.
Yeah.
No, that one was wild.
That was wild.
Yeah. Taking advantage of me. I was like, Terry, you're too big to be whining like that.
That's what I'm saying. And that's
I'm not saying he wasn't abused or anything.
Right.
Jesus.
Right.
Come on, Terry.
Like, are you not embarrassed?
Yes.
Like,
I mean,
this the thing. This how the love of money, because people get that, mixed up when it comes to scripture and stuff.
Right.
It's the love of money.
Maker Tyler Perry.
Oh, go.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you're fine. So it's the love of money that would have men to compromise their masculinity.
yeah. Oh, yeah. It's who mentioned that lately? Not lately, but recently.
Maybe
it was
Dr. Umar.
No, don't nobody listen to no Dr. Umar.
Dr. Umar,
okay,
on point.
He says things, but that's not who I was talking about. It was Terrence Howard when he kind of didn't he say the same thing?
that, you know, when Diddy asked him like, hey, yeah, if I want to listen to some of your music, but
He said,
but I want you to come up to
they're
my
getting
bathroom.
fluid. Like men are getting fluid and they can't come back from that. And that's
Okay.
basically what I'm talking about.
I like that. I definitely like that. I'm gonna tell y'all this. So I had a friend, and like he's like, can I say the word? The GAY? Can I say that word on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, so like
Yeah, he gay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Why are you gay?
Why are you gay?
Okay, so I had a gay friend, and everybody know. Okay, I'm straight. None of that, you know, none of that swaddling the fence type stuff. But one day he got comfortable with me. He said, "Man, you know what?" He said, "Man, I think it's so." He said, "Man, I think it's so weird for, you know, you all as heterosexual men to not be able to, you know, test the waters and just
stop
and just experience." He was like, you know, he said everything should have a spectrum, and so that's how people and that's how also sin and the lies of, you know, Satan actually gets people, is because if you just sprinkle in like somewhat of the truth, that you will walk down the path of destruction to where you don't know. It's like, oh, I'm doing fine. You might be do, and then, you know, you in a compromised situation. That's just like when I had.
That's exactly what Terrence Howard was talking about.
Yes. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I kind of got the gist of it.
I'm surprised.
So, I mean, I did watch some of it though. Yeah. So the thing is, we have to make sure that you're rooted, of course, in the word, to a point to where that you won't compromise not just only yourself, but your ministry. So
you have to know who you are.
Yes. So when it comes to your ministry, that's everything of who you are. That's your resume prior to you coming in a room.
Right. Your reputation and stuff. Is that
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you. Man, you said something and it reminded me of, I don't even know if she actually said this, you know, Facebook be lying, but it was something the rapper Lotto, who used to be Mulatto, who used to be Young Mulatto, that rapper. She said something like, once you have millions, you get kind of bored because you have nothing else to chase. And I was just like, dang, that's really sad, because that really goes to show that these things don't actually fulfill you the way that you think they do, and that your desire for them can become stale to where you just crave something more extreme. It's kind of like when you watch adult content, and that's what I think happened with the Diddy situation too.
Are you talking about Corn?
Yes.
Okay.
Like Diddy's been famous for so long, and he's been said yes to for so long.
Yeah.
That it's like he needs something more and more extreme every time to get him off, you know? And that's kind of like the situation that most celebrities find themselves in. And I think, whether it's true or not with Tyler Perry, that's something that we could see as sort of a pattern, because his content kind of got a little crazy these past couple of years too. Ooh. Tyler Perry.
Oh, I think you being very nice to him right now.
What, that it got crazy?
You said you think he got it kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Now I think he didn't. I think he didn't jumped off a bridge and, you know, landed into a pool of gay men.
Yeah, he gets very extreme, and that's kind of my point, because we were talking earlier. And we were like, wow, his first movie was Diary of a Mad Black Woman. That was actually a really good movie.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of had all the core pieces of a Tyler Perry film. You know, it had the gospel in it. It had the traumatized black woman. It had the Captain Save-'em light-skinned man. It had the, you know.
Is Captain Save-Ho, so.
Okay, they know what I meant. Yeah. It had. I'd be your just like, was it on Chappelle? No, Key and Peele.
Key and Peele.
The anger translator.
Yeah, exactly.
Luther.
So I'm gonna be Luther, her, translator. So whenever she trying to be too nice, I'm gonna say it gutter.
I'm just trying to say things without, But
No,
anyway.
no, I want you to be you, and then I'm gonna be me. Team,
Okay. Forever.
give me some.
Yeah,
Hey.
let's go. But yeah, what was I saying? You made me forget. Oh, it had all the core pieces of a Tyler Perry film. And it was really good. We agreed on that when we, sat back and thought about it. And we thought about everything that came after. And he still had some bangers. Like I love Daddy's Little Girls.
Oh yeah, that was
Acrimony was pretty good. A little condensed, but pretty good.
What about Alex Cross?
I don't even remember that.
A lot of people don't remember that
I
because
don't
that was his
think I
first
watched
time
that.
trying to break out of dressing up as a woman and doing all this. So
yeah, there's another movie where he kind of tried to be like sexy. It
Yeah.
was Good Deeds.
yeah,
He did like a
I mean-
sex scene with Gabrielle Union.
I don't even remember the sex scene, but
I
okay.
do, because you don't forget cringe stuff like
Yeah.
that. But
What
It
was your cringe moment that you remember that you can give them who probably haven't seen it, so you can give them a little visual?
oh, Good Deeds is one of his movies. I actually don't know if did he write that. I need to ask ChatGPT right quick. Did he?
Well,
did he
I
do
got
that?
something while she's trying to find.
Wait, let me see. Did Tyler Perry write Good Deeds? Let me see. It's real quick. It's
I
real
think
quick.
he did.
I think he did too. I think he wrote, directed, and starred in it. So yeah. So it's a movie about this rich guy who basically is bored, and he doesn't know his purpose, and he befriends this single mother who's going through a lot. He helps her out. They fall in love, and that's kind of the story. But
What
he's
was the
engaged.
cringe part.
He's engaged to someone else this entire time. But the engagement is like, one of those arranged marriage kind of things. And this fiance is Gabrielle Union. So basically the whole movie, she's basically saying like, he's predictable. Like, he's predictable. I know exactly what he's going to do. She even like clocks every move that he does because he's just that predictable. But, there was as he was getting to know this single mother who he was helping out and he was falling in love with her. They didn't do anything yet, but he was like, starting to have feelings for her. And so he was having sex with Gabrielle Union in the movie. And I guess it was like way better than usual, to the point where she was like, she had a line in there where she said something like, you make love to me like you're making love to someone else. And he was like, no, I would never do that. That would be unpredictable. He was trying to be petty and stuff. But I said it was cringy because, it's raining. They up against the window of their high story condo and stuff. And it's nighttime and they getting close up shots and everything. And I'm like, okay, Tyler Perry trying to make everyone forget about that he was Medea. And I get it. But it's like, once you put on that dress, like I see you as that.
So you saying that he can't have a range or a spectrum? I'm just trying to
No. Ooh, good point. You made me think about something else. So
I know I'm great.
no, you're great. Yes. But as what your friend was saying and what you just said, that is something, I hope I explained it correctly, but this is why men and women are different. Okay. There's a reason why. And none of these things I'm about to say are right in the sense of like it being right. But essentially, think about it like this. Most times a guy would be okay if their girl had an experience with another girl. That's not going to really hurt them. Most times with most guys. But I don't know too many women that would know that their man was with another man and stayed. Once she finds that out, she's gone. Because she can no longer see you as a man. But it's kind of like with women, you kind of, and this is where things get distorted. This is where that little bit of truth comes in of that distortion piece. But in a biological sense, women are more adaptable. We're more likely to change our minds. We're more emotional. And so it's kind of expected that, okay, if she had that experience, that was then, this is now. It's not that serious. In fact, it's kind of hot in a sense, whatever. It's not affecting me. So that's why you don't see most men complain about stuff like that. But when it comes to women, because of how we see men and how men see men, you know, as stoic, as the foundation, as the rock. If we see you guys floating around and being fluid, it's like, whoa, hold up. I don't like that. I don't feel safe. I don't feel like you're a man because you're doing too much, you know?
Well,
so when you're like sleeping with a man just to try it, it's kind of like you should already know if you like that or not. You shouldn't have to try it. You know what I mean? Like that's how I hope I'm making sense when I'm explaining this, but that's kind of pretty much where I'm going with it. Like foundationally and biologically and spiritually, men and women are different in that sense, which is where that kind of piece of what it means to sleep with the same sex means to the opposite sex.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think of that? I feel like I've explained this to you before, like a long time ago.
Yeah,
I explained it better then, I think.
No, and I think you explained it well right now. I mean, I really can't say nothing but just piggyback off of what you said. So, with a lot of men, of course, there's no room for that if you are a man that's, you know, operating under Christ and also operating to lead a generation. And that's just me speaking for myself and for, you know, other men who actually feel that way. And, you know, I think it's really, really important for you to stand on your 10 toes, but also have an answer for those who actually ask, why can't I be fluid as a man? And I
like that.
And so
because most men don't know why. And that's why they kind of like, why can't I be actually? I guess I could be because I don't have a reason not to be. So I like that. I like that you said have an answer why. That makes sense.
What I was going to say right quick was that, no, it's okay. Those little tidbits that, just like those movies that he transitioned from dressing up as a woman to whatever. So when in the Alex Cross movie, something that was kind of profound when it came to Tyler Perry, as much as he was trying to be masculine, yes, he had his masculine moments, but I will say it was one scene that Medea came out like popped out of him like a goddamn spirit, and he said hello, you know, he's like okay, oh yeah, you know,
like dressed as himself.
No, he just ended up coming out, but it sounded like Medea. It didn't sound like his character, Alex Cross.
Right. What did I just say?
Because you know how you'd be like, okay.
Yeah. That's what I would. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Okay.
So,
I understand.
Yeah. So Medea popped out.
Yeah.
That character, which, I mean, I think that low key, even though that when he first portrayed that, you know, nuclear family, that nuclear black family thing and the restoration, because I really felt like when he made those movies back then, and not saying that a person cannot transition and into different fields to reach a different audience, but what flows out of your heart typically flows out into the physical realm. And so his media or his medium is a playwright. And so what we're seeing right now is what's actually in Tyler Perry, and this is just only my opinion. It's what's actually in him. At first, it started off, I want the nuclear black family to come together and understand that, hey, it's okay to have differences. We need to start talking about things. We need to do some therapy. We need to talk to older people for wisdom. We need to be able to not only forgive, but also forgive ourselves for our mishaps. And, you know, understand the root and the center of everything was Christ all day, every day. And so he had that theme. He had that theme of those Christian values of forgiveness, discipline, and prayer. He did all of that. Black women healing from broken relationships is because, like that one thing that has been missing when it comes to talking about the black community is that, you know, is that black male who is leading a family, not just with his masculinity, not just with his heart, but with God at the center when it comes to, hey, I'm submitting to a higher power that has given me the manual, which is the Bible, when it comes to how I'm going to lead the family, how I'm going to pass down these things of generation. And when it comes to fatherhood, and that's the Tyler Perry movies and cinema that I like, because it wasn't nothing really out there like that. And I feel like he really bust down and kicked down the door with that.
I think that's why he's gained the success that he has right now, because he kicked down that door. You know, there wasn't anything like that. There wasn't anything that combined the gospel with comedy, with drama, there wasn't really with black people. There wasn't anything really at the time that he did it, combining all those elements that really reflected what the black community was at the time. But I really don't think that was his foundation. I think he did it because that's what he saw in the black community. And yeah, he claimed to be a believer. He says,
okay, I can see that.
He says that till this day that he is a believer. But for me, because of the shift in his content, I no longer really believe that. I think he just did what he did because he knew it would attract the black community. That's what he was aiming for. He wanted us, you know, the audience to like his content, and he saw that we could relate to those elements. So he had found a creative way to combine all those things, and which is how Medea came about, you know? And so he did that for a while. And then what happened? The culture in the black community, it shifted. It shifted hard. You know, we no longer center Christ. We center identity. We center identity. That's what we center. We center other forms of identity that are not rooted in Christ, like our race and our sexuality. Those things are now at the forefront. So now the content that he's putting out, those are the things that are now being promoted. And so I think because of that shift, I think that his foundation is now rooted in something else, because the black community is now rooted in something else.
Okay.
So do you guys think that he just peddled off of black people and black plight?
I kind of do.
Even though he is black.
I mean, I see, because of this shift,
pimping
I see it no other way, because it's sort of become a caricature of itself. The content that he now puts out, I like that. I used to, you know, you could take certain movies that he put out seriously. Now I kind of look at him and I'm like, what? So, like, even the last movie, Straw, right? I mean,
trash.
Everyone I know.
Like it. I laughed at it. The whole movie was hilarious to me.
I was like, I got this goddamn bad look.
We were laughing.
I thought the narrative was terrible, and then and then the plot twist at the end. I was like,
what?
That was interesting. It was just kind of everywhere.
It was everywhere.
And then it was also like, just like, black people just don't act like this. You know what I mean? And then I was watching this guy. His name is Will Evans. Channel's Urban Legend Will Evans. A guy who grew up in the hood, who, you know, has been through the system, you know, overcame all of that, and now he's a millionaire because he learned how to, you know, turn his street smarts into, you know, being a good businessman. And he was like, nobody acts like this in the hood.
Yes.
You know, he was like, because he was like, in the bank, because he said Tyler Perry in like all of his movies is always like the men are just out for black women. And black women can only save black women, and that black men don't protect black women. And he's like, that's not how it is at all. Like, I mean, maybe in some pockets, but, you know, even in, you know, the hood, which admittedly I'm not from, my dad grew up in that situation, overcame it. So I grew up privileged. But
ain't nothing wrong with that, brother.
No, yeah, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just trying to give people context for where I'm coming from. I'm not speaking from a place of like, I know the hood. I'm speaking from like secondhand, like, hey, this is a guy who knows directly
Mm-hmm.
what goes down. He's like a guy's not dropping F-bombs in the hood at this lady just because she said, hey, you gotta leave. Like, he's like, where they do that at? Like, you know what I mean?
Especially at the
I'll try to
grocery
pull
store
up
part, bro.
I'll try to pull up
You
the
ain't
clip of him
getting
talking
your
about
check
that.
now.
Yeah. See
Yeah,
if you
that
can
was
find a clip.
wild, bro. That was wild. But I want to see if I can find a clip of Will Evans talking about that. But,
Okay.
yeah, y'all proceed.
Yeah, let us know when, because I want to see that. But yes, even Alan, like, he's from that type of environment. And
I took her to the hood this weekend. Took her back to the.
It was a good time. I went to Mississippi for the first time,
She
met his
went to the
family.
hood.
I went to all his old houses and everything. And he's from that. You know, that's where he grew up. And he even said that it's unrealistic.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but this woman had her stuff thrown out. She got fired. She got robbed. She got her child taken from her. Oh, on top of that, the plot twist at the end. I'm going to tell y'all because I don't care. The child ended up being dead the whole time. And she was going through a psychosis type thing. And I'm like, what? I can't. It just, the way, the storyline specifically, okay, the storyline, script, direction, I could not take it seriously. I couldn't. Like, it just made no sense. And then Tiana Taylor in the wig, like, I'm sorry, but that was besides the point.
Throw it away. Get
That
your
was-
hand out of my pocket.
That was. I still
I
don't
just had
get
to have
that.
it.
So yeah, but while I'm pulling this clip up, what did y'all think about Tiana Taylor's performance? Because there was a lot of mixed
She needs acting classes.
reviews about
What?
her performance.
She needs acting
can't
classes.
Even, you know what? I can't even blame her because it's about.
Let's get into the Tyler Perry.
It's actually about the director, the producer, and the writer. To me, I believe that she can act. If you, I'm not gonna say just because you can perform in front of a crowd and sing, but I mean that is a form of acting. What I'm gonna say is the lines that they gave her were really basic.
I got the proof, Chief. He did it.
yeah, you know, stuff like that, and you know, she's like, okay,
Tell her what you did. Tell her what you did.
let me go check, and then they'll go check.
She said, bet.
Yeah, like
That cracked me
like
up.
Tyler Perry writes like he's autistic.
Stop it.
Wait, you gotta explain that.
What?
Okay, so he writes like everybody is actually not smart. Like he has to announce it and then he has to stay on whatever subject for about 30 minutes. That scene was too damn long in the bank. It was just too long.
He does
I'm
repeat
like,
a lot of lines in his movies
I'm like, what?
and his TV shows.
I need something else to be going on. Just like other movies, they may jump to somebody at the house and it's all going to connect somehow.
You in front of my camera.
I don't care.
You should. They need to see me too.
That's all you want to do.
How you make
is
your
being
hand?
seen.
How you make your hand go all the way out here to cover my camera?
How you go?
How do you do that?
I roast you.
How did you make it all the way out?
You know
here?
what, y'all, while she was, hanging out with my little sister, and by the way, Destiny Latoya Williams, I'm got to give you a shout out. So she did Miracle Hair. Do y'all see that?
She did. She did a great
So-
job.
Oh, sorry guys. No, we have comments, but
Oh.
apparently the stream went to the old stream. I tried to be a good Christian and not to the Tyler Perry one.
Yeah, I saw that and I meant to say something and then I forgot to say something.
No, it's all good.
So,
but
yeah.
we're alive. It's just on the wrong stream. Apparently.
Yeah,
What
because
you
I was
mean?
like, it's not popping up for me.
Yeah, it's all good.
It was a
I'll
different
switch
link.
That, but
Okay.
Yeah.
So Monty's in the chat because I was like, dang, we have nobody. here
Exactly, because I
tonight.
got people. I got people saying, "Hey, I'm live." So
That's crazy.
Yeah. So did that pop up on the screen? There?
no,
Hold up. I'm all mixed up. Here we go. All right. So Amani's saying like I refuse to watch it. We got Floyd. He's saying preach.
oh, appreciate it.
Yeah.
That
He's
is my
also
boy
saying,
Floyd.
What's up, fam?
Yeah, that's my boy Floyd from Mississippi State. He actually texted me earlier this week to check up on me and everything because he actually saw our YouTube pop up on his TV and he sent me a
dope.
photo and I thought that was so cool. So I really do appreciate that, man. So
Yeah.
Aw.
Amani also said the goalpost is always moving.
Sure is. Didn't you say that earlier, Alan?
I don't think I said that.
Oh,
but,
okay.
yeah. Wrong
Yeah.
guy.
What?
Yeah, so guys, apologize. I'm gonna rename the
Okay.
stream that we're in to the proper name.
No problem.
Put up, but yeah, that's what's going on. We also
Okay.
gained a subscriber during this live, so shout out to you
What?
guys.
Oh, we see. Yeah.
Make sure you like
yeah.
the algorithm.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the young man I met today at Red Eye Mule. There's a place where we get drunk at and stuff like that. No, I'm just playing.
He's not.
Just playing.
I'm kidding. He don't get drunk
It's
like that.
It's the number one or in the top 5 breakfast spots in Marietta, Georgia.
Don't be shouting out places
And-
that didn't pay us.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna send them an email. So
No, you're not.
yes, I am. But yeah,
I'll let y'all know when he sends that email.
I met him today. I was like, I saw him look back. I was like, man, what is this dude looking at? I saw him looking at my boots because I got my cowboy boots on. And then he asked me, he said, hey man, who cut your hair? And I was like, yeah, it's my boy Jeff and blah, blah, blah. And then he said he's here for internship and yeah. So we just chopping it up while I was waiting on our food. And I gave him my number because I said, hey, I'm down to mentor you. Hey, somebody mentored me. And yeah.
That's so sweet.
So he was probably out subscribed. I just had to throw that little story out. I know people like visuals, and I like people to know that hey, I'm shouting y'all out. So
Hey, go ahead and announce it. Didn't you say Tyler Perry does that?
yeah. Hey, I was trying to give y'all a little foreshadowing on how stuff is.
Hey,
anything you throw at me, baby, I can turn it around positive. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
He's mad, y'all.
Do I look like a joke to
He's
you?
big mad.
Do I look like a joke? Oh man.
But yeah, dang, what was I saying? Did you pull up the live yet?
Yes, I got it.
Okay. I want to see.
All right. Let me.
The live. What you talking about?
The guy, Wes, is his name Wes?
Mr. West.
Oh,
Mr.
Will
West.
Will, that's
Yeah.
right.
I was about to say.
Sorry, I'm just finishing up.
Wake up,
changing
Mr.
okay.
West. Mr. West.
this. So yeah.
Okay,
Once it's done saving.
You got
Okay.
these mother.
Can I talk? First you cover my camera, now I can't talk. That's crazy.
And just say.
See how he treats me?
Everything about y'all women, huh?
All right, we're good. Here we go.
All right.
I'm sorry. The second week, 48.9 million views, and the first week it was 25.3 million views. So that's a lot of views, man. Almost 70 million people. 70 is that a little over 70? 75 million people have seen the movie. I thought the movie was. I'm not one of those. I'm not like the type of black person that I don't like the ignorance personally. I understand Tyler is making content. We all making content. Everything is content, by the way. News articles are content. Books are content. Movies. Everything. All of it is content. So I get that this is just content. And sometimes when you're making content, you're just trying to you're just doing what you got to do to get your views. Like, what's going to be the most entertaining piece of to be entertaining is to provoke emotion. And sometimes when, in the process of trying to find ways to provoke emotion from your audience, you create content that might not be, the most agreed upon by everybody. I'll say it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just, I watched the movie. I watched it with my wife, called my pops right after. Me and my pops laughed for about an hour about the movie. Because this movie is just like, bro, nowhere in the world would this ever happen in one day. And then at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, if you ain't seen the movie, at the end of the movie, it's like the plot twist was like, what? But
That's what I
everybody
said.
in the movie, all them black people in the movie, almost everybody in that movie was ignorant. Almost
Everybody.
Everybody was talking like they was man in the bank cussing the lady out. Come
Yes.
on, dog. I need you guys to just leave the bank. Man, what the hell?
Man, I've been standing here all day.
Come on, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Dude in the grocery
I'm
store
tired of these.
breaking the bottle.
It was an entertaining movie, but the narratives in it, I was just like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Only black women protect black women. That's not true.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All men are evil and they
Right.
will hurt you. That's not true. The old black man, and that was her supervisor. If you guys ain't seen the movie,
Ooh,
He was
child.
diabolical.
I encourage
My
you to
God.
watch it.
I'm glad he
I
shot.
watched
She
it
shot.
from
She
a
shot
comedic
him.
perspective. Like, it was funny to me.
Yeah,
It was.
you know.
It was funny.
Some people I know eating it up. I seen them on
Oh my
Instagram and
God.
stuff like that.
Everyone I know
Crying, like, bro,
crying.
this is the fakest movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
People were really crying.
You know, it was-
My mom cried. I was
My
like,
mom cried.
I was
yeah.
like,
So yeah, that's
My mom, my sister-in-law. I was like, y'all for real?
really, Shirley, B.
I was like, really? Like, because I laughed the whole time. Because it was entertaining. Everything he said was very accurate. I think about dude that broke the darn glass because he couldn't use the EBT card or something like that. He broke the glass and no
Look,
one does that.
I'm not gonna lie. I was there with Miracle
I'm sure
the whole
someone
time.
in the world has done that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, man, the stereotypes that Tyler Perry put in that film, it's like, are y'all for real? And then the amount of black women are like, oh, yes, I'm her. This is what we go through. She was literally going through a mental episode. She was going through a psychosis. Are you saying that most black women are going through some type of psychosis? That's completely inaccurate. And you're literally downplaying yourself. I don't get it.
I'm gonna say this.
Name one good black man from that movie that did something good.
That's actually kind of bad because
Name one.
I mean, I guess the policeman that
No,
was trying to
'cause
help.
No.
because the policeman was.
No, I'm not talking about the white policeman.
No, you're talking about the black one that was Tiana's partner.
Yeah.
He was just complacent. He didn't care about
No,
nothing.
but he was also kind of like they were trying to portray him as if he wasn't seeing Tiana's true value until like the end.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And so he was still stuck in that patriarchal mindset. Like
Yes.
that was his role.
That was his role.
Okay, y'all. I do have a confession. So
Here's my confession.
as I was watching the movie with Miracle, I really wasn't watching it. And she know, actually we were both kind of doing the same thing. So
I watched most of it.
I was doing some stuff on my phone or watching or reading something, but I feel like I could tell what all was going on. Like, you know, visually, she knows about more parts because I literally wasn't paying any attention, but I would sporadically look up and be like, oh, that's funny. That would never happen. You know, you know, just the exaggeration on a lot of things of like what you all was saying. I'm gonna say this. So I do have to kind of give Tyler Perry some props on the movies that he actually, you know, like made before then. But I'm also got to also give him his props on him actually giving people a chance, especially people of color who may not just get the chance. But, you know, because I've never made a movie before. And so I gotta even kind of, you know, tone myself down because I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to go all in on him and stuff like that. But like I'm still gonna go in, but I just had to put that little caveat in there, just like the label at the grocery store. Like, hey, it may provide a little high blood pressure, but hey, you finna medicine. I mean, that's a better synonym, or no. What's the word that I'm looking for? It's a better, you know, way to kind of cross-reference that.
I hear you.
Yeah.
My thing is, if you put it out there, I can criticize it. That's how I see it.
Yeah, it's literally he put it out to get critiqued.
Exactly.
I mean, just like content.
Yep.
True.
I can critique any type of content I want. I don't care if I've never made a movie. You know what I mean? Like, I believe that I'm at a point now where I know the formula of the better movies out there.
True.
You know?
True. Hey, Josh, can you give us like a hand clap? Because I feel like we just flowing and we simmering like neck bone juice. And you know, just like on Drink Champ. Hey, Miracle flowing, I'm flowing, Josh flowing. Come on.
I kind of lost
With the
my flow
energy.
now.
What you mean? You didn't lose it. You just only thought you did. 100.
I don't know anything else.
That is the young man I met today.
Oh, shout out to him.
Yep,
Hey.
Mr. Robertson. He goes to North Carolina A&T, or
That's awesome.
Yeah. He goes
Glad
to
to have
HBCU, and I love to see a young fella doing well. Got an paid internship here.
Period.
And he doing the thing. That's my boy T Jinx.
I can't watch his stuff anymore. I get it.
Yeah, man. He's Adrian. I appreciate it. That's another one of my
Don't
boys
tell
that came
on
through.
yourself, bro. I wonder what he's talking about because you definitely you know what?
Who, me? Me telling him what's up?
Yeah. The
Okay, that's
security
another
guard.
one, my boy.
Oh, that security guard was trash.
Yeah. Okay.
In the movie, in Straw.
You got to tell me about it.
Oh Lord, I don't even know what to tell you about that one. He just left.
Do you remember it, Josh?
I mean,
The security
CJ,
guard.
appreciate it. Huh?
I don't remember the security guard.
exactly
See,
because he left the bank when the robbery was
he
going
sure
on.
did. He did.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he left.
Oh man,
He said, "This is not my department."
Yeah.
He left.
that's crazy.
So yeah, the security guard. I
Yeah, we
get
didn't
it.
get any type of closure with that either.
No, we didn't.
It was just gone.
Let me tell you, I think Tyler Perry be forgetting about the things that he does sometimes in the films.
Yeah, he's
and
horrible at closing loops. I was telling
Awful.
Kenya that.
Awful.
we will finish it in post.
And he never does.
Yep.
Y'all got to watch the episode of Atlanta.
Exactly. That's where I got that from. So if you haven't seen Atlanta,
With Mr.
you know,
Chocolate.
yeah. They were making fun of
Tyler Perry.
and
And the way he directs on
Yes.
in his studio.
Yep. And I'm
How
surprised.
it's all chaotic and no one really knows what's going on or what they're actually filming. At the same time, he's speaking from an intercom like he's God.
Yeah. You know what?
He really thinks he is, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say this. I'm gonna say this, and then we can move on a little bit. So, with Tyler Perry, I'm actually surprised that they haven't just like, okay, his movies are trash, but they keep on playing it. It almost
They give
feels
views.
like, well, okay,
We watch them.
So does well. Because I was thinking, I was like, well,
We
I
watch
thought,
it.
I was like, I thought the quality actually meant something too far as
Now, quality has never meant anything ever. Like, people say that, but it's all about brand.
Mm-hmm.
That's what sells is the brand.
Absolutely. I agree.
so
Like, with anything, whether it's quality or not.
I agree. Because think about
Like,
it.
there's some clothes brands that are branded as high quality or high fashion, but they're not necessarily the best made clothing.
got a point.
It's
Hey.
because he's a name. You know a Tyler Perry film, and you get curious about it.
Because you're going to want to, okay,
Yeah.
is this one going to be good or is it
Yup.
going to be trash?
Yup.
Okay. Like,
But
so-
I have always said that his stuff doesn't really have replay value. So
Okay.
I've never really watched them again.
Yeah.
You know?
I've watched like one or two
Yeah.
things again, and that's just because it was on.
Yep.
was Why Did I Get Married? Was that
That is Tyler Perry. And I
Now,
have
those
watched,
were good.
I-
No, those
Yeah,
are probably
those
the
are
only
good.
ones I'd watch again.
Yeah.
Yep. And I have watched those again, and those are good.
See, he went from that to
But it
what?
depends. He's so weird about it. He'll put out something that's really good, like Why Did I Get Married?
Either really good
and
or really
then
gay.
something like
Yeah.
his gay stuff is usually in his TV shows. I've noticed.
Yeah.
That gay stuff's got to chill.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
It's gotta
It
chill.
blew
Yeah.
me
When
out.
we saw that
seeing-
guy just getting stroked out.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
why
And
his
Beauty
mama-
in Black.
Yeah,
bro,
why his
what
mama
are we
coming-
doing, bro?
What the hell you doing?
Just
What are we doing?
Get your for him. And you know what? Well, I don't know what I don't know what
Wild.
she said, but they acted like it was normal. I'm
Yeah,
like,
like he's still smashing a dude from the back, and
yes,
and like his mom just walked in and just like, what are you? I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
And just like the part of when the person got ran over by the car, then they put him in then they put her in the trunk.
wait.
Is that too different?
Wait.
No, you're right.
Two
No, that's
different shows.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's the same one.
I was like, she got rolled over
When
pretty
she said,
good.
I don't think you saw this part, but I saw a clip of it when she
Okay.
was like, "Get in the bag, get in the bag," and he got in the bag. Why would you get in the bag? Why would you do that?
yeah.
I'm going out fighting. Are you kidding me? I'm not gonna put myself in the bag so you can shoot me so you don't make a mess. Excuse me. That was funny though.
I'm sorry, Tyler.
If he would just stick to comedies, I think maybe it would be better. I can go with like satirical comedy like the Boondocks. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I could do that. But he be wanting you to take it seriously. That's where I'm like,
Yeah. He's like, yes, my films aren't for you, blah, blah, blah.
I know.
I'm like, shut your.
I'm like, first of all,
I'm like, Tyler Perry, I heard about you.
Dude, what you hear?
what is that?
What?
The only thing that's come out is this lawsuit.
I know,
What
right?
did you hear that we don't know?
I want to know.
This is breaking news.
What I hear is he likes cucumbers.
Oh God.
He's really holding a cucumber. Oh, he got free cucumbers. That's why. That's so funny.
That's crazy.
He did get that Boondocks episode banned though.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you go through all that trouble, it's like y'all
Are we going
seen
to show
South,
that? I was saying, are we going to show that after you get done?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, yes. What was I saying? Dang. South Park. Yes. Mostly every popular celebrity ever has been on South Park as an episode, making fun of them. And the the good-hearted ones, they laugh it off. They're like, "Oh, that was hilarious. I got my own episode on South Park. I'm famous." You know what I mean? But like Tyler Perry, he didn't like the episode of Boondocks. He got it banned. It's like, if it really
Crazy at work, brother.
if it really affected you like that, maybe there's some truth.
Yeah.
Because you got to learn to laugh at yourself, especially when you have that level of fame.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, people think I'm gay. All right, fine. I did dress up as Medea. I get that. So, okay, I'll laugh about it.
Because
if you're confident in yourself, like, you're not going to worry about it.
To be honest, I don't think, back then, we actually didn't even look at Tyler Perry as, gay back then. We just looked at, okay, he played a really great character in Medea. Yes, he dressed up, but at the same time, he was bringing something positive to the black community where I feel like there was
I think it was
closeness.
Yeah.
So
you're right.
I never even looked at him as gay until he started, just doing, that's, to be honest, that's not even the point of his sexuality. Whatever he does in the privacy of his, corridors is, what he does. But the thing is, because we know his influence and we know that how much that can affect first the kids, but definitely the women and how they can maybe stay in that perpetual motion of being the
victim.
Yes, being the victim. And so when I called my mom after me watching it, I ain't gonna say I knew what she was gonna say because she's a sentimental person, but at the same time I'm like,
come on,
Tyler Perry got you too. He really got. Yeah, I just cried because
it's that generation.
I felt all of. I said,
my mom said the same thing. It's that generation. That's his target audience. It's older black women.
Yeah, and I just think
definitely ain't black men. Black men hate him at this point.
Got another question for you. Question for the audience as well. Do you think that? There we go. All right. Do you think that Tyler Perry is holding back the black community from advancing forward?
Single-handedly, no. I think more so.
Do you think he contributes in any way with his films by the stereotyping and the projection of ignorance and typecasting of certain black people? Because then, all the other races will say, oh no, this is how black people are, right? And so when I grew up, I didn't fit any of the caricatures that Tyler Perry portray. And I played baseball, which is predominantly white in America. I mean, you have a large, Latin community as well, but in Georgia, it's predominantly white boys playing baseball. And so they're like, oh no, you're not black because you don't act black. And it's like, what do you mean? Like that doesn't make any sense. I didn't know.
Relatable.
I didn't know just because you were a certain skin type, you had to act in a certain way. And so they thought that I had no black culture in me, which is also false too.
Exactly.
Because of how I presented myself, how I talked, or where I lived.
As Gangster Josh
as well. And so do you think Tyler Perry is, holding us back and keeping us in that sort of mindset to where it extends out to, the broader communities beyond us, like to other races, saying like, oh no, this is how they think of themselves. They buy this, they go and they watch these movies and they champion this because they obviously identify with it in some sort of way. And I feel like that may hold us back. But what do you guys think?
Short answer, yes. Go ahead, Alan.
Ooh.
What?
Did you want to do it first or something?
No, I just wanted to get that out because I knew I would forget. So go ahead.
Josh, that is a great question. And I low-key want to give you a question with a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I can't really recall, but with the movies and shows that Tyler Perry has other races in, does he portray, I guess, that white or that Mexican?
Yeah, so
person?
like in this movie, I think it's a good example. It's always either the white guy that, is just champion and just identifies with the black plight and wants to do everything he can to, reverse all the injustice that's been done. Or it's the person like the cop, right?
Yeah.
Where they portray, this white person as this oppressor who doesn't care about especially the plight of the black woman, and is like, well, I can say or do whatever to you. I can run you off the road and I won't have to face the consequences. And so that's why, and then when he gets removed from the scene, even though this woman has gone through an episode, we champion like him being removed from the scene because, it's good that this evil person, the white man, got removed from the scene at this moment, which I agree with. Like, he should have been removed from the scene, but also you have to understand, like, that's not the the caricature that you should present of white people, because that's not what all white people think of black people, or even the average white person thinks of black people. Now, is there racism out there? Like, of course.
1,000.
Like, are there certain things that can hold us back due to racism? Well, yes, but also it can be done in reverse as well. Like, successful black people can, you get to choose and you get to gatekeep if you're in a position of power.
Yep.
In a sense. So like, if I were to get rich, me and Alan are rich, and we are trying to help black men come up by hiring black men, then we're being a little bit racist in a sense, or discriminatory, saying like, oh, we're not going to hire any other race. We're doing a good thing out of the kindness of our heart, or we're just hiring our friends. So that's the other thing. Like, you could just be hiring people or people that you run into every day, which is what white people often do. And then black people are like, y'all don't hire me. It's like, we don't know you. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
y'all aren't in our circles. And so I think the ideas that we have regarding race get blurred because of media that is popularized, and it doesn't really represent what's actually going on out in culture, right?
I agree.
Yeah, and I'm definitely gonna let you talk. I just got to get this out. That's why I asked that question, because I figured something. Well, everything how you answered it was actually what I wanted to do, because I mean it's because it's very layered,
Yeah, it is.
And
yeah, like I
said
that in like 2 minutes, but like that's
no
whole life story of thinking and experience that comes with that.
In a nutshell. Yeah.
But Edwin had some.
That's my boy CJ.
Good comments. He said, if you're all about the black ownership, reaching the masses, and making major moves in the industry, Tyler Perry's definitely a trailblazer. No, I would agree with that.
I agree with that.
He gives people opportunities.
Yep.
His studios, where I actually bought my car, was right by his studios. Like, you pass by it, and I was like, wow, this is impressive. Like, this is like a goal, and this is beautiful to see.
Yeah.
Especially somebody who looks like me, who's from my culture, be able to establish that and to give back. And there's countless numbers of actors who have also said, like, no, Tyler Perry gave me a chance when nobody else would. I think it was, God, who was it? Who was like,
a few people.
Oh, it was Kerry Washington, who was like,
Really?
I was about to quit acting. And then Tyler Perry gave me the role. What was that movie. It was like one of his first movies.
Really?
That Kerry Washington's in. He was like, once I got that role and it was a big hit, that's like my acting career, took off.
I forgot that she was
I don't.
Yeah, it was like one of the very, very first movies.
Had to be, because I don't think it was I Think I Love My Wife.
Let me see.
Can't be. I don't think that was Tyler Perry's movie.
If people in the comments, if you know the movie,
Yeah.
drop it in the comment section.
Please.
In the conscious.
What? Because what?
It
was she in?
was not the 6
Definitely not
6
6 triple eight. Yeah.
because that's obviously recent.
Right.
What?
What?
I forgot, but she was talking about that on the 688 tour, actually, because she was like, yeah, a lot of people don't know about this, but like he's the one who actually kind of like saved my career in essence, because he gave me an opportunity when nobody else would. But
Or Color Girls.
yeah,
Had to be that one.
Yes, that sounds right.
Wow.
CJ said, but if you're looking for more real layered stories with depth and authenticity, his stuff might feel like it's holding us back a bit.
Correct.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
So and
Yeah.
I think that's where the Will Evans take is so valuable, because he's like, I don't watch Tyler Perry for what Edwin's talking about. He's like, I'm watching it because they're entertaining. And
Right.
I agree, that movie was entertaining. Like
It was.
I sat in our bedroom with Kenya, and I was laughing the whole time, because I was like, this is unbelievable.
Yes.
But and some of the lines are funny. But I guess from a more critical perspective, if you're taking, I guess, the motifs and the message to heart,
that word.
I think it can be a little more harmful to our community than it is. Because like you said, like we have people in our lives who are like, oh no, like this is really affecting me, and then they take that out into their daily experience of life. And so now what are they thinking when they're in not even a similar situation, but they encounter even like a white police officer, but knowing what they just watched or how he was portrayed. And I'm not saying that, all white cops are good. Like,
Right.
obviously there's, bad cops probably of every race and ethnicity, but
Mm-hmm.
to have that and to almost portray it like as if it's like the average, then I think that could be harmful, especially when you have the history of what's gone on in America with like black versus white cops.
Yep.
And you have like all these incidents that are so public and national. I don't think it really helps us move forward.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think it helps us move forward. And
Oh, sorry. That's just
Oh.
Edwin's comment again.
oh, okay.
It's the
That was a
same
new
one, or
Yeah, it
that's
was
a
the same,
different
it was the
one?
same
Okay,
one.
okay.
It was the same
Oh,
one.
okay. Yeah. I mean, just like what Edwin was saying, I mean, true on both fronts, with him being a trailblazer and also not being the complete authentic picture of what it is like in black culture, or what it should look like. Right. I think that's exactly right, because I think the issue comes in when you watch his stuff from the perspective that he wants you to see it as, from the perspective that Tyler Perry wants you to see it as. If he wants you to see it as a drama, I have to judge it in terms of it being a drama.
Okay. I get that.
But if it's not that, and is portraying something else completely to me, well, then it failed in that department, in my opinion, But it's like, comedy, I think, is where he shines. He can continue to do that. I like what he did with Medea. I really do think he could have actually gotten a real black woman to play Medea.
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, I think
that's
that would have been great, to
great
be
idea.
honest.
Yeah.
But he didn't. But I think what he did with the character Medea was good. Like, she was funny. She was entertaining. I mean, you can do a lot with her.
Yeah.
And she would drop some gems
Oh yeah.
that were very true, and even though Medea was obviously one of them, like, real lukewarm, I guess, believer Christians, but she was real like that in that area. The things that she would talk about to like people who were having issues in their lives, it reflected a lot of what is presented in the gospel. And so I thought that was a great addition for people that were kind of, in a space where they needed something, where they needed God, but
It can definitely reach some people.
Yeah,
I realize.
I think it and it did. I think it did at the time too, you know. But I think for the most part, like, he just reflects whatever the culture is at the moment, because he used to end every movie with going to church.
Yes,
He don't do that no more.
Yeah. And
Now every movie, think about it. Did any of his early stuff have any sex scenes in it?
no,
And now,
not
like most of them do.
especially like you said, the TV shows.
The TV shows, especially.
And it's a little bit outlandish.
It is outlandish.
It's almost cringy. I mean, I would think just even for somebody who, you know, that is they type of, you know, motion or whatever, that they would be like, okay, this is kind of extra, you know. Like,
yeah. You would think so.
3 sex scenes in a
And then 2 of them are gay sex scenes. It's like, how do you not think about what's going on in Tyler Perry's heart when he's writing, directing, and producing all this, and that's all we see all the time is men being with other men. It's not even lesbians. It's mainly gay men. Think about it. Have you seen any other lesbian couple in any of his stuff?
maybe one.
What one?
I can't remember. It's like a white lady who has short hair or something. She looked like she was
a white lady, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. Because he puts a lot of his reflections of what he believes about the black community in his stuff, obviously. So
I mean,
that says a lot.
Do you think he's out of touch then? I mean, because that's what we
I actually think he's
I think he's in touch.
I was about to say, I actually think he's very in touch. Yeah, I do.
In touch
With the black culture.
With kind of
what's going on. Yeah, I think he's very in touch.
But that doesn't mean that we're headed in the right direction, if that makes sense.
Right. I think
perpetuate what's going on rather than saying like, "Hey, I understand what's going on, and here's what's going on. Let's redirect in a way." That's how you can use art.
Yep.
Craft, like in a crafty way, to help shape the culture for the better, rather than just feeding people, and reflecting it what's already going on. Especially if what's already going on is perceived as plight, right? If you're saying like, "Oh, the black plight is so bad in America," like Whoopi Goldberg, oh my god. So like she just said today about, because this whole
it was today,
Iran, or maybe it was yesterday.
Yeah.
It was within the last like 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah.
But basically, the whole Iran Israel situation, and Trump is supposedly getting ready to. I mean, it looks like we're probably going to attack them in some way.
Yeah.
I guess the ladies on The View, which I still don't understand how
they have a show.
How they're still like on the air. Like it's unbelievable.
It's crazy.
It's so unbelievable. But anyway, they got into this, I guess, little conversation about like how it's, just devastating to be, somebody in Iran getting bombed.
Right.
Like the kids, the children.
It is sad.
Et cetera, et cetera. And Whoopi's like, and how like we have it, and how we're safe in America, basically.
Yeah,
and Whoopi basically said, no, it's not safe. And they're like, what do you mean? Like, it's not as, it was like, at least we're not like, the people in Iran or like in Israel who are getting bombed. And he's like,
right.
No, well, not if you're black. I was just like, what?
She was like, ask any black person.
About?
I'm like, okay, ask me then.
What are you talking about?
Ask me then, because I'd rather be here than Iran.
Like, even if I was in a bad situation, at least I wouldn't have to worry about hearing sirens every day to seek shelter, because I don't know if a nuclear or just a missile is going to potentially strike my home and destroy everything that I know.
Yes.
That's insane to even assert that living in America as a black person is equivalent to, or is worse or equivalent to somebody living in the middle of an actual war zone.
In the actual Middle East.
You
where
have
there's
no
literally
idea,
war all the time.
You have no idea how privileged we are, even the poorest among us in the country. Now, we have our own issues and we're going through our own stuff, especially out in California right now. But we still have the right to get up and protest and, you know, to even let our voice be heard. Over there, they're literally fighting for their lives, trying to protect their families to make sure that they can see another day.
They don't
And
have
you don't
time
have
to
worry
think about
that.
their gender.
You think Whoopi Goldberg's worried about if she's going to be able to wake up and feed herself tomorrow?
Right.
Like, no, she's not. She's going to get up and go to her little show and then talk about the black plight, even though she gets paid a lot of money every single year. You know, as a matter of fact, y'all continue talking. I'm going to look up her salary because it's unbelievable.
I would like to know.
It's unbelievable how people who are rich, especially in the Democratic Party, like Bernie Sanders,
Yeah.
saying like tax the rich when he's rich.
a billionaire. Excuse me?
When he's the rich, flying around on private jets. That's unbelievable to me.
Bernie Sanders, I mean, a billionaire? You
Yeah.
said a billionaire. I thought
Well,
no, he's a
okay.
millionaire.
Okay, I can't remember.
He's probably a millionaire. He's definitely not a billionaire.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
he's
yeah.
probably a millionaire. If not, he's not hurting.
He is rich.
But anyway, yeah.
That's awesome.
Go ahead.
No, he is rich. But yes, I agree with that. Like, I saw that clip too, and it was insane because I was just like, I understand. I get what she was trying to say. She was basically trying to say, living in America, from her perspective as a black person, is comparable to if you just look at Iran and their situation and look at the lowest among them. She thinks of black people as the lowest among people in America, which is actually a different issue in itself that she thinks that, but I digress. I digress. And is actually racism in and of itself against your own people, but I digress.
What are we talking about?
Like,
Whoopi?
30 minutes.
What are we talking about?
She can literally feed a whole nation.
Now, this is probably off.
Estimated, yeah.
Because Google's already off. But like, the point is, she makes a lot of dang money.
She does.
She makes a lot of dang money.
It's so funny to me
And all
how
she does is
woke these
complain.
celebrities try to be about like taxing the rich and things like that. You do, like, we know you
While
do
they're
know we're
getting
talking about y'all,
And they're getting rich off of your plight.
Yes, they
And you're
are.
and you call the other side racist, and they're
Right.
like not getting rich off of your plight.
Right.
In the same way that, in the direct way that people like Whoopi or some of these other really left-leaning progressive voices are doing. And it's just
Yes,
like,
it's
what are we doing?
it's so
What are we doing out here?
inauthentic because I don't have an issue with rich people. If you want to be rich, if you're rich, fine. It has nothing to do with me in that sense, right? But it's like you're being disingenuous about the situation that's at hand. You are living a whole different life than I am.
Yeah, it's
Like,
crazy.
I have to worry about bills and things of that nature. You don't. And you get to get paid to just speak. Excuse me? Some people have to go to factories for 12 to 16 hours a day. You never have to do that. And you can afford to take care of your children and their children's children and their children's children's children. Excuse me?
Cook, miracle, cook. I love to see that passion, that fire.
It's just annoying to me because it's like people in Iran are literally fighting for their lives and you're comparing your experience to them just because of your skin color. Miss me with that.
Yeah,
Miss me with
it's
that.
actually unbelievable.
And then we have Miss Prophet with the comment. Today's show was perfect.
Oh, it sure is Juneteenth. That's crazy.
It is. It is.
I mean, I
And
remembered, but
we randomly
randomly chose this. Yeah.
this like what a few hours
Like
earlier.
really yesterday, I think.
Yeah, I
right?
was like, hey, when you guys like gonna?
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad that you definitely hit us back up. I mean, we've been talking about it, but you
Really,
just
really, all I really wanted to do was for you guys to come over.
Come back, yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
really care if y'all did
Yeah.
a show, but I just hadn't seen y'all in a while.
I mean,
Josh missed us.
Exactly.
So I want to see my friends.
Yeah, and we definitely miss y'all too. Like I said, like it is so crazy just when it just came to just life have been life for
understand.
me. I mean, I would say like even my mom like saw it in my eyes. She was like, look, my son is tired as hell. He's really tired,
Everything's gonna be better now.
Yeah, exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm
Glad you get some rest.
to where I couldn't give people too much of anything. But
Nope.
shout out to all my friends. I just dropped it in the group chat like, hey, pop up on us.
I know,
what I'm
we
saying?
having
And
a good conversation.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
up?
But yeah,
But
I
no.
appreciate y'all.
Yeah, of course. So that was just unbelievable to me. And it's like people don't understand the cognitive dissonance of what they're saying anymore.
Right.
It's insane to me, like that you even have to explain these things. Like I simply don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get
this
it.
is real.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. So and then we can kind of segue or whatever. But
Into what?
Yeah, shit.
I didn't know what you were gonna
I didn't know there was another topic.
I thought we were going to show like the Boondocks.
we
video.
could show. Oh yeah. Well, I should have showed it during. I think you said something and it made me forget to pull that
Yeah,
clip
because I
up.
thought you were going to bring it up. I was like, okay.
Well, I had to
she
talk
go
about it
double
first,
back.
but I think I'm gonna go back and look at some point. But yeah, we can definitely let's bring it up now. We want to talk about it now.
Yeah.
Because I did talk about it.
Yep.
I did talk
I
about-
can say what I can say, after we watch it. Yeah.
You sure?
Yep, I'm positive.
Okay. Can you bring up that clip of
One, I don't know what clip you're talking
it
about.
was the
You didn't-
one
Did you send it to me?
it was
Yeah.
in the group chat.
Yep.
You
I
sent
put
it in the
I
group
put-
chat,
yep,
right?
Yep. I put it in
Okay.
the group chat.
Yeah, that's gonna take a second.
Okay.
Okay.
But we also probably gonna get copyrighted for that anyway. 'Cause
Really?
it's a popular show.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, there's.
But it
there's
got taken down like super fast. Okay.
There's
What
almost
got taken down?
you know what?
100%
This one, somebody's speaking over it.
Yeah, it's still kind of because remember we were speaking over it last time and it still got taken down.
But I'm saying this other guy was speaking over it and he posted it on his platform.
It depends.
Was it
Let me
YouTube?
see.
Was it?
Yeah.
Let me go look
maybe,
at it.
Maybe.
Let me
I
go.
mean, I can go look at it, but I gotta pull it up.
Yeah.
Because if it's like
just check it out. Just check it out. But
actually, this might be okay. Because I
Okay.
think it's a bunch of different clips, like 10-second clips together. So it might be okay.
oh Lord, please. You know what? Don't even worry about it because
Why?
this I don't want this to be copyrighted because this podcast has been heat. And I don't want it to be taken away because
Maybe we could show just images from it.
No, I think
No,
it's
we can
fine.
show it. We can show it. Well,
I just don't even want it to be
Yeah, I
copyrighted.
mean, it's fine.
okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I think we gave them enough, and we can try it another time or whatever until we
Okay.
figure out. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Well, yeah, that clip. I mean, it just makes you question whether it's true because it's like I said that before, and that's when I was going to bring it up, but I forgot. But yeah, I think it's like if you're that bothered by it, maybe there's some truth.
Yeah. So I was listening to one of my favorite podcasters and speakers and even comedian. It's Trevor Noah's podcast that's called What Now? He was interviewing Jon Stewart for you all who don't know who Jon Stewart is. He used to be one of the hosts for the was it the Tonight Show or the Today Show, something like that.
I don't know.
Oh no, the Daily Wire, not the Daily Wire,
No.
but it was one of those. Whatever Trevor Noah was on, I want to say that it was the Tonight Show, but
Probably.
but Jon Stewart has been in the game for a long time, and one thing, so they were talking about the difference in cultures that we don't know some of the nuances. We just tend to label one thing is that, like I think one of the examples that he gave was it was this white guy talking to some of his black friends on like a show that he was like, why do people cross the street or cross to the other side of the street at 3 a.m. in the morning when it's a black guy coming their way? He's like, I would never. I'm going to keep my head up and I'm going to keep walking past him. And then like some of the black guys was like, shoot, depending on who it is, I am going to cross across the street. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is Jon Stewart had a quote that said, hold on, let me go to it because I'm going to forget.
Is Jon Stewart the host or something?
He was a host.
Oh, okay.
He said no one has discernment for what they aren't. So how you were talking about how Josh was talking about Whoopi Goldberg and also maybe even in Tyler Perry's situation. So truly no one has discernment for what they aren't. And so she can't relate to
that experience.
Yes. is because, like, yes, she has traveled, and sometimes a person can be well traveled but not have the experience. You can be well traveled and not have the experience and to be cultured. Because to me, traveling, how you hear someone like on Pop the Balloon or whatever.
Yeah.
You hear them on Pop the Balloon and say, hey, my hobbies is traveling. Okay, give me something tangible that traveling has done. Well, I mean, I traveled to different places. No, did you immerse yourself in the culture? Did you go to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and did you go and play soccer
and learn something, or did you just consume?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you learn something that, hey, there are different spices there than there are here in the United States? Or like, hey, their water is typically 90% cleaner than, ours in the United States, because they don't have all the, I guess, the transatlantic trades that's going on when it comes to people dumping stuff in the ocean, or just a bunch of manufacturing plants and stuff like that. And so I just thought that it was very, very insightful. Not saying that it's just totally right, but it made me think that I was like, okay, so if you're not in this position, or you haven't immersed yourself enough, you're only going to think based on your environment. And I'm gonna say this one last thing. I think he had one more example. So I think it was one of the guys who was going for the presidency. I think it was Mike Huckabee. It was Mike Huckabee.
I know who that is, but I don't.
I know. He was one of the presidential elects that was trying to get elected or whatever. So, all right. I think I'm right about that. Because it's been a while. But anyway, he had a problem with Beyonce and her song, the one that she talks about, "We go all night," like surfboard.
Really?
Yeah. So he had
Drunk in Love?
Yeah.
He had an issue with that song?
Yeah, he had an issue because he said that it actually promotes early sexual activity when it comes to the younger kids. But
but
it
was random.
Yeah. But Buddy did not say anything about the guy who was on his show who had a song that was singing about sleeping with a 15-year-old girl. And so it's funny because it's like, okay, what's good for the gander ain't good for the goose. And so I was just saying that part because it kind of relates back to what I was saying. No one has discernment for what they aren't. And so if you're not in that community and you haven't spent enough time, you're not going to understand that, because it's like, hey, he's just one of the good old boys, what he's talking about isn't the same, but actually it is. You know what I'm saying? So
no, that actually makes a lot of sense. I mean, I get that. So I guess that could be a big part of the reason why she refuses to see it that way, because I mean, with the lack of introspection, I mean, you can only see it your way,
Yeah.
And that's it. I wonder if she would be singing the same tune if she spoke to someone right now living that life in Iran, because I'm sure the person in Iran will be like, oh, well, let me switch places with you then, since you don't want to be there.
Yeah.
To be honest, don't get me wrong. Our country has a lot of issues, but I like where I live. I'm good with it. I'm very good with it. And it's so crazy because like people don't say that anymore. Like I like America. Sorry. I don't know. I mean, I like living here. I like the life that I have. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else right now. I'm good, And so I even see it all the time where African Americans move to Africa, trying to put money into that economy and like start some stuff over there. I totally respect it. I do. I love that. But then they realize it's not like America. You can't get your Amazon packages. They don't have snacks the way we do. Even their like toiletry systems are different, or they barely have them. Like, you got to understand the culture, like what you said, that you're going to, so you're not trying to project what you've been living onto that. Like, you don't know that world. You don't know that life. The people living there know. They're used to it. But it's like, because you don't know and you're trying to project that, it's like now you don't know what to do with yourself. It's just interesting to me. Like, people really lack that. I think oftentimes people are both entitled and they lack introspection, and also they are lazy.
That's true.
They're just lazy. Like, they refuse to just dive into a different culture and see. I mean, it's great that you still are able to risk it all and go to a whole different culture and live there. Cool. But it's like, why are you disappointed when it's not the way you expected it? What'd you expect it to be? You didn't do any type of research. I see a lot of videos like that on YouTube. I'm on YouTube all the time. So, I mean, people all the time are complaining about, like, you know, when they move to Africa, they complain about like the conditions, basically. And I'm like, well, that's that world, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get the issue. That's always been that way. You're the one that came over there. So I don't know. But yeah, I think we talked about a lot tonight.
Oh yeah. We definitely did. I guess some of our, final thoughts is, so who's feeding your spirit? Is it God or God of entertainment?
Yes.
And once again, that's Dr. Umar.
That's the weekly action item, maybe?
Yeah. I've basically like a final thoughts challenge to the listener and all of that.
Cool.
So
you want to put up a scripture?
Yes, let's put up that scripture. Is it 2 Timothy?
Yes, there it is.
So 2 Timothy 4:3. For the time is coming when people will not endure sound teaching, but having itching ears that will accumulate for themselves teachers to suit their own passions.
Yep. And that not only applies to like sermons in the church, but also to the Tyler Perry situation and the way he creates and puts out his content. He knows people trauma bond and are looking to reinforce victim mentalities. And so he puts that out there because he's like, it works. So
yeah, it does.
My computer died. Dang.
Yep. Guess you should charge stuff up.
I didn't realize it was dying.
But yeah, and I guess we can pop up our country's way quote next.
Yes.
Quality and make sure y'all like for the algorithm. It really does help us out. It really does. It is it's gonna help us to get some more or get some sponsors. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. And we will have that very, very soon. So Miracle, would you like to read that?
Sure. When healing was the goal, faith led the plot. But now that fame is the goal, culture leads the plot.
The culture leads the script.
Oh, yeah. Script. Yeah. Sorry. But no, that's very true. I mean, like I said, I think from the very beginning, the idea was to enforce what the culture was at that time and to make money from it, profit from it.
Okay, so we got a little homework for you all, a little weekly inventory, a little action item. Bring it on, SOP.
You want me to read it?
Yep.
Okay. Now this week, we challenge you all to do a media audit challenge. Take inventory of what you're watching. Ask yourself, is this feeding my spirit or fogging it? Would I raise my future family on these values? And does this reflect the gospel or just the algorithm?
And for the algorithm. So with this audit challenge, you all, it's for you to help with your commitment to, of course, first God, but also yourself. It builds discipline because you're not just accepting everything and anything that comes to you. Because I think because things come across our screen that we just gotta naturally accept it. No, you have to really, really bridle and filter what you actually are putting in your eye gates and your ear gates. That's ultimately very, very important when it comes to that. I don't care if you're married. I don't care if you're single. If you trying to grow, you need to understand what you putting in there, because if it's all stuff, all the mess on Zeus Network, your life is gonna be filled with the stuff that Aaron the plumber was going through, and
in a real way.
So it's just really important. And also share this video with somebody, because we work really hard. Josh works really hard. Kenya, Imani, all of us, and Miracle.
Alan.
Yep. Last but not least, but yes, we are, as you see, that we aren't just talking about things. We're really trying to help you to become a better version of yourself. We want to give you something. So, because everybody say, hey, everybody talks about the problem, but nobody gives no solution. This audit is part of the solution, but the solution won't happen unless you do your part.
Yep. Take stock, everyone. Take stock of what you are feeding yourself and your spirit, and understand how things just, affect you and your family and your spirit in general. Ask God for discernment, ask him for wisdom, and practice that.
Yep, practice that.
It's a muscle, so you have to work it out.
Yep, you got to work it out.
You should really put that cucumber down.
Ha 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 ha.
You in my camera again. That's crazy. I told y'all how he treats me is bad. Put it down. Oh my God.
All right, we are about to be out, so we appreciate you all for coming and tuning in, spending this hour and a half with us.
Yes, thank you guys.
We're really looking forward to growing. And if you want to be one of our sponsors, hit us up. We would gladly sponsor you. And
we're gonna vet you first, though.
Yes, but it's gonna be in a real way, though.
In a real way. Anyway, bye y'all. Good night.